On today's show, we discuss the return of Lil Uzi Vert, who decided to return in the form of a grocery store, convenience store music video thing. We have the unlikely bond between Jemaine and sex. And we also, unfortunately, have to say goodbye to the one and only Nipsey Hussle. This is As We Proceed, and I am joined by the Joe Budden to my Barack Obama.
Yes, I'm Chris Malin, and this is the place where we spit in the face of people who don't want to be cool.
Hey, there we go. Nice little tribute to WrestleMania.
Exactly. I did that just for you.
Absolutely. Might I say, we are very much in the camp of the man over here as we proceed.
Are we? Again, as I was telling Feliciano before we started recording, I haven't watched wrestling. I'm watching WrestleMania this Sunday. I have not watched it in 10 years, but I'll go with who the fuck is the man? Is that
Becky Lynch?
Becky Lynch. Okay,
yep.
Fantastic. There we go. See, I'm learning things today, kids.
There you go. You learn something new every day. Anyway, this is not a wrestling podcast as much as I would like it to be.
Yeah, it might be. We haven't done this in a while, so who knows? We've went through several reinventions. We could be a podcast that just breaks down the Land Before Time movies for all I fucking know.
That'd be pretty sweet. When we get to the third
we have so much content.
We have to bring in a lot of experts when it comes to that third movie.
Well, there's about 64 of them, so I think we had to bring in an expert for each one.
Okay.
Perhaps a paleontologist.
We do have to say goodbye to a fallen icon here in the hip-hop community. Mr. Nipsey Hussle was gunned down in front of his LA store on Sunday afternoon. And the world has just come out in shock, really. Droves of people have just taken away by this. We had no idea this was going to happen, obviously. Chris, what are your thoughts on this?
It's just fucking tragic, man. Think about it, because full disclosure, I didn't really listen to his music. Mm-hmm. I barely knew who he was. Honestly, to the fullest extent of his, I knew a couple songs here and there. I knew his work with YG, a little bit of his work with YG, like FDT, above all. Yeah. I knew he was married to Lauren London. That's about it. But the guy, after he died, obviously all the work, all the. Basically, people were memorializing him with the work he did in the community. It was insane how much he invested in LA. That's where he died. He died literally in front of his own clothing store. Right. So it's fucked up that a guy that just tried to give back to the community goes out like this.
Very much a shame. Yeah.
The guy literally we all know how shit works. Unfortunately, is basically the government doesn't invest in these communities. No. And this guy, he had been. Obviously he was involved with gangs as a young kid, and he was trying to get people off the same path, prevent people from going down the path he went. Mm-hmm. And he had STEM programs set up. He had a whole workspace set up in LA.
Yeah, tons of nonprofit organizations all across Los Angeles, and also trying to branch out into the entire nation as a whole. It's pretty devastating to hear that news. I was definitely taken aback by it, just because I know Nipsey Hussle was one of those individuals who was trying to steer further and further away from that gang culture.
Exactly.
Which is something you don't necessarily see as often nowadays with a lot of rappers who are kind of glorifying it. Nipsey Hussle obviously had ties to the Crip, affiliation with the Crips, but it's not like he was out here bragging about it or trying to endorse that kind of violence.
It's fucked up. Unfortunately, of course, people are just gonna jump to that conclusion and say he was a gang member. You reap what you sow.
He had it coming or something like that.
Again, it's easy for for people that we were fortunate enough to not be removed from that life that wasn't. But this is unfortunately this is the reality for many people. And he was doing his fucking best to try to put an end to this shit. Mm-hmm. And he went back. He could have fucking he got money. He could have fucking left.
Absolutely.
He could have turned his fucking back on where he came from.
So a lot of rappers do.
He was trying to do his part to help kids get the fuck out. And it's a fucking hard. It's a fucking rough situation. I can't conceive it personally. If you're not, the best people like you and I could do who grew up away from the shit is just try to just understand, at least develop a semblance of understanding of what it's like. We'll never know the reality, of course, but you just have to realize that this shit is an epidemic. Mm-hmm. And it's not fucking going anywhere because people don't fucking invest their goddamn time. And this is a guy that fucking did his fucking best to invest his fucking time and try to make things better for people in this completely underserved community.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't really have much else really to say, only because me personally, I was also not the biggest fan of Nipsey Hussle. I know if I'm familiar with his albums, Crenshaw, and then Victory Lap, which was obviously
Victory Lap was his first full length. It came out last year.
Victory Lap, first full length album. It was actually nominated for best rap album at the Grammys.
It was shit.
It was, yeah. Obviously, didn't win or anything like that, but that's a huge honorable accolade right there in itself. But I'm so happy to say and see all of the support that's come out, because a lot of times the internet, when a celebrity dies, you get a lot of negativity. I mean, and there was obviously,
you still got plenty of it.
There was a lot of negativity in this, but I mean, the majority of it, I feel like, especially from people who knew him well, was incredibly positive.
I will say he got the hip hop community to come together, which is goddamn near impossible.
It's near impossible nowadays. So yeah,
I mean, there was none of his fellow rappers had anything bad to say about him. I mean, you had guys, fucking everybody from Drake to Killer Mike to Juicy J, and like and a bunch of others. I know
other people. Yeah,
I know Issa Rae, who's obviously she's from Crenshaw too, right? I believe. So, and Issa Rae actually said like directly like what he was doing in that neighborhood made her give back to the community.
Yeah, that's great. That's amazing to hear.
And exactly. And it's a real fucking shame when a guy who had dedicated so fucking much to doing good gets gunned down.
Right. So yeah, not really much else to say for this story. Rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle.
I mean, I'll say one thing was fucked up is that, they had a vigil last night and like shit got completely out of fucking hand. I mean, like there was multiple people got stabbed and shit. It was not pretty. I mean, I don't know. I
wasn't aware of that.
I don't know the full details, but I saw it this morning, and yeah, they named a suspect.
Clearly a developing story still.
But it was just fucked up. I mean, like when you're trying to fucking honor this guy. Like obviously, like
I think it's a lot of emotions.
Like where he got.
It's a lot of emotions that are pent up that people don't necessarily know how to channel.
Yeah.
People get caught up in the moment. They're not really sure how to control themselves.
That's a good point, but it's just fucked up when you're trying to honor the life of a good man who died way too fucking soon and
stuff like that. I mean,
shit gets out of hand.
It happened at X's funeral, I think.
Yeah. But X is a much more controversial figure.
Right.
I mean,
I was just trying to make the point that...
No, you're right. I mean, like, it just seems like, I don't know, it just seems fucked up that people start, like, I mean, I don't know, it's fucked up, like, when you have people, like, kind of just, like, act that way at an event that's supposed to bring everybody together.
Yeah, does the complete opposite. But anyway, we're going to move on to our next story, which comes in the form of Jemaine Cole and Young Thug. These two were spotted... Oh, that is a meme up there. That I don't know if you guys can see that, but there we go. Can we get that picture right there up on the screen?
Look at that. Look at those two men.
Jemaine Cole
chopping it up.
And Young Thug. Reportedly, Jemaine Cole, or J. Cole, as he's obviously more famously known, is going to be
not in these parts.
He's supposed to be executive producing Young Thug's next album. I was surprised by this, not because
really?
Because I mean, I don't think they've done anything together. I'm not
J.
sure.
Cole brought him out on tour last year. And they've
but I mean, as far as music-wise, I've never seen J. Cole and Young Thug do a song together.
Well, J. Cole doesn't do fucking songs with anybody. I'm kidding. He does guest spots, but J. Cole doesn't have anybody on his
songs.
That's what I'm saying. I know. Well, Young Thug doesn't have a ton of guest spots. He doesn't have a ton of high-profile guest spots.
Well, okay.
On his shit. I mean, like with the exception of Jeffrey. I mean, hell, he's gone like a whole album without having guest spots.
Yeah, but I mean, he's collaborated with like Migos, Gucci Mane.
Young Thug will. It's more common for Young Thug to show up on other people's songs than vice versa.
They're very much two of the same artists in that they like to kind of shine separately. When it comes to
I mean, J. Cole more so, clearly, because he doesn't have guest artists at all. Young Thug just kind of minimizes it. I said again with the exception of Jeffrey, but I mean, Young Thug's had high-profile people on his songs where he's had all three Migos on his songs, not all together but separately.
Yep.
He's had Travis Scott.
Everybody.
Future, fucking
Gunna.
Gucci Mane.
I mean, not people that he's even
Gunna's on his label, though. So
right.
that makes complete sense. But I mean, Gunna, he's a mentor to Gunna, so that makes entire sense. He's part of that young stoner life.
What do you think we're going to get from this?
I don't know. I mean, I think the influence of J. Cole in the album will be overblown because he's in an executive producing.
He's just executive producing.
Yeah, I mean, they were reportedly Young Thug's in the studio right now, and J. Cole is with him. But I don't know if he's like secretly producing things. But executive producer basically just means you put money behind the project.
Exactly.
I mean, fucking LeBron James executive produced 2 Chainz' new album. Do you think he was getting behind the boards? You think he was kicking Southside and Buddha Blessed
messing
side?
around in Fruity Loops?
Yeah, exactly. You think Tahid Epps is rapping over LeBron James beats? No.
No.
Although there was a great story. I mean, this is slightly off topic, but it was a great story. Is that 2 Chainz released that promo video of him and LeBron in the studio?
Oh yeah.
And the timestamp was like whatever. It was like February whatever, like 11 p.m. Los Angeles, California. The next night, LeBron didn't play. And people were like, did he fucking miss the game, like a big game against the Warriors?
Because he was in the studio.
Because he's in the studio with 2 Chainz. He probably did. He probably got into the vino. LeBron's a big wine drinker. And I'm not kidding. Like,
really?
Like, I'm not kidding. Like, if you go to his Instagram, like during the off season or like during a break, he's just like drinking wine all summer.
I guess he'd rather rap than go to the league.
He was drinking wine. He was hurt for 2 weeks and 2 months early this season. He was literally drinking wine on the bench one night.
Is that why they took him off the rest of the season until
next year? That's why they shut him down. He's just drinking wine.
But yeah, anyway, back to back to the story.
But yes,
Jermaine Cole and J. Cole and Young Thug, look out for that soon. I mean, I'm hoping this isn't going to be a really boring album.
You can't make Jeffrey Williams boring.
Well, here's the thing: is that J. Cole's obviously going to produce a song for this.
Is he? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
With every album that J. Cole's like been around, or every circle he's been around, he's found a way to kind of sneak one beat in there. So I mean, he did it for last year or 2 years ago when he did a beat for Joey Badass's album. So I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
But he doesn't do a ton of outside producing though. He mostly just produces his own shit.
He does. The only thing is that a lot of people don't know it's him. So like,
what is he like? Ghost credited?
Well, he's ghost credited, and a lot of times people just don't really do the research to look up and find out that he made the beat.
No, I mean again.
Or it'll be a song where there's like 5 producers and J. Cole's one of those producers on the record.
I don't know enough about his production credits outside of his own work to say like he's never done it before. But I don't know. It's very rarely when I'm combing through a production list. I usually do that after I listen to the record, and I have not seen the name Cole pop out.
Okay.
But I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what capacity he participates in the album, because
Same.
I mean, again, it is kind of a weird relationship between these two guys, because they're like completely.
They're almost from 2 separate worlds.
They are absolutely from 2 separate worlds. But it's funny enough because J. Cole apparently, dating back a couple years ago, literally like sang the praises of Young Thug at length, basically saying like, yeah, he might seem like he's like just like this mumble rapper and like whatever, blah blah blah, but like the guys but the people who really know that he's a fucking genius.
He's not messing around, yeah. So look forward to that.
It's gonna be I'm just because I mean for me because I mean you were probably expecting me to react to this with like explosive hatred.
Yeah, that's what I was. That's incredibly correct.
The only reason is because he's an executive producer. If you were to tell me they were putting out if they were collabing on an album, if it was a super slimy situation, and it would be super boring. Is what it would be. Super dreary. Yeah, super snoozy. Fucking yeah. No, it would be sleep medication in audio form. Well, not really. It'd be half of it would be very exciting, and half of it would be incredibly dull. It would just so it would just be up down the whole time.
I mean, hopefully that's not what we get. I mean, obviously, Young Thug is definitely hard at work. I have a feeling it's probably gonna be one of the biggest albums this year.
Well, one thing that's great is that because Young Thug has so many projects that he's announced and never actually like released. Yeah, but the thing is stupid. Is Young Thug, he puts a ton of albums out, but he'll also announce a ton and never release them. So people are like, is this Barter 7? Is this Hyphen?
I saw that too.
No, which is great. Hyphen was an album he announced. He did a tour for Hyphen. Hyphen isn't a thing.
So it doesn't exist.
No, but he did a tour for it.
Did he perform the songs that were supposed to be on that album on tour?
I don't think so, but I don't know. That tour wasn't around here. I think it was mostly in the Midwest.
Oh, that's
but like,
weird.
He rode a horse for the tour. That tour is mostly known for the fact that he did a promo shoot on a horse.
Fantastic, man! I got to see this.
Oh, it's great. It's great. You can look it up. It's out there. Oh yeah.
Oh, good.
Oh yeah.
Good.
That was great stuff. But it'll be interesting to see what this project is.
Yeah, because I honestly don't.
It probably won't be anything.
I honestly don't think. I mean, when was the last time? It was Beautiful Thugger Girls was the last album, right?
That was the last studio album.
And this is going to be another studio album.
His last project was. Oh god damn it! It was It wasn't Slime Language because Slime Language was a compilation. It was fucking. Oh my god.
It was right after Slime Language.
No, this is a tragedy.
Last year.
Yeah. Okay. So Hear No Evil was the EP. He put out 3 things last year. It was Hear No Evil was the EP. Remember. Hear No Evil was the EP. Slime Language was the compilation album for his label. And then, oh god damn it! And this is disgusting that I don't fucking remember this. Yeah, you're. I'm serious. No, I know. I'm a Young Thug fucking fanboy. And I don't remember what fucking the last thing he put out was. Shit, it wasn't Slime Language. He put another fucking record out.
Was it a sequel to another mixtape?
No.
Oh, okay.
Because he hasn't put a sequel out. I don't think since fucking Slime Season 3, which is 3 years ago. Balls.
All I have here is Barter 7.
Yeah, but Barter 7 is definitely in the works. Or at least I should clarify that. Jeffrey has claimed it's in the works.
Was it on the Riven?
What?
On the RVN?
Oh, it was on the Run. God damn it!
On the Riven.
I'm a moron.
It's spelled RVN.
It's
so
on the fucking Run. Mm-hmm. Thank you. Fuck me. This is a fucking disgraceful moment. I'm gonna be. I
mean, we could have easily just left.
God damn it!
We fucked up for next year because that came out in like September.
Yeah.
So
it came out short, like pretty much right after.
Okay.
No, On the Run was fucking great.
If you say so. I didn't.
It was fucking awesome.
I'm more of a singles guy when it comes to Young Thug. I'll pick and choose.
Well, there's some great fucking songs.
Yeah,
all that shit, man. There was a Jaden Smith guest spot. Sin.
Oh God.
Climax with 6 Lack.
Oh God.
6 Lack.
Oh, you mean Black?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay.
It's just I enjoy mispronouncing his name. It's really funny.
You get a real kick out of that, don't you?
Sadly I do.
All right. Well, let's move on to our next story, which comes in the form of the one and only Uzi London, as he's known on Twitter.
Why the fuck is that the case?
No idea. Has he been to London? I have no idea. But anyways.
I mean, he's the pride of Philadelphia.
Yeah.
So I have no idea why the hell he's known as London.
I'm actually going to let you take this away because we actually have footage of the video that he put out for
yeah. Well, one thing, because all right, so this has been yanked like off of all the streaming services, and I don't know why. YouTube is, I believe, the only place. YouTube, this music video, I believe, is the only place that you can actually listen to the song legally now.
Is it not on SoundCloud?
No, I went on SoundCloud this morning.
That's so weird.
It got taken off of SoundCloud. People think his label Atlantic is revolting. They're preventing him from releasing the album, which is ridiculous because okay, Atlantic, mind you, Lil Uzi Vert, he only has one full length album to his name. That'd be Love Is Rage 2. Shit went platinum. You think Atlantic is like, you know what, Uzi, we're gonna shut your money off, pal. You're not helping us out. You're not an asset to our label.
Well, here's the thing: is he was the one that came out and said like, I'm retiring from music. Yes. So I mean, if I'm a label and I'm looking at him like, no, the fuck you're not.
It's a stunt.
No, we know that now. I mean, we knew that at the time. But here's the thing: if I'm investing money in an artist and I see that shit, I'm like,
sure,
no, the fuck you're not.
But do you think he didn't fucking tip the goddamn label off before he fucking did it? You don't. When you're under contract. You're gonna alert the people paying the.
Are you sure about that? Because artists go off the script all the time. They do shit without telling the label all the time.
Again, that's the facade.
I think in this case, with someone like him who's a lot younger and hasn't necessarily been signed to a
goddamn
studio
rebel.
Well, he hasn't been signed to a record label for that long.
No.
So, I mean, it makes complete sense that he wouldn't necessarily know how to develop communication between him and his record label.
I have a hard time buying that.
Really?
I do.
I'm not saying he's not a smart kid. I'm just saying, in this case, it seemed like one of those things where he was like, yeah, I'm just going to tell everybody I'm retiring. And his label looked at him and was like, you should have probably said you were going to pull a stunt off first. But anyway.
If there's literally a problem of him, if we don't hear from him again for like fucking 2 years, then you might be onto something. But I have a feeling that's not going to be the case.
That's not the case?
All right, so Lil Uzi Vert, I mean, he had an album called Eternal Take that was supposed to come out late last year.
Do we want to go into what?
With the
cult?
No, the cult. Yeah. So he's getting sued by a cult known as Heaven's Gate, who basically thought aliens were coming in the 70s and they all killed themselves.
Yeah.
There's only 2 fucking members surviving and they're suing him.
Yeah.
Which is tremendous. But then you could just use a different cover.
Exactly.
So that's not the problem.
I just think it's hilarious.
It is pretty ridiculous. So Uzi kept teasing this album, and then January 11th, he takes to the Instagram. He goes to the IG, as one does, and he goes to post a thing to his story announcing his retirement, saying basically he's done, like he's appreciates his old support, but he's done with music, and he deleted everything that he had. Everything that was on the Lil Uzi flash drive has been deleted. And he
lose it.
And he wants to go back. He's done with being famous. He just wants to go back to 2013. For reference purposes, he started making music in 2014. He blew up in late 2015. We put Love Is Rage, the original Love Is Rage, out. So basically, he's just saying I just want to be back when I was 19, 20 years old, hanging out in Philadelphia before anybody knew.
Having a mid-20s
when I was
crisis.
just Samir Woods.
Yeah.
Or however you pronounce his first name.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna go with Samir. Probably fucking wrong. Feel free to call me out on it. So this is Friday night, late Friday night, January 11th. So January 21st, he's at a Philadelphia 76ers game, sitting courtside with the owner of the Sixers and Meek Mill.
Nice.
And so he's at the game. He's hanging out. He's like the star of the game. That's what they do in Philadelphia. Because the owner is he's like a young hip owner.
Yeah.
And he helped with Meek Mill's
it's
release.
the same guy.
Yeah, same. He was
nice,
like the top advocate, and he was making a lot of the calls to help him get released.
Oh, nice.
And he flew him on his jet to the game to ring the bell at the Sixers game when he got out of prison.
Yeah, I know about that.
Yeah, so they have like a star of the game thing in Philadelphia. Well, they'll like shine a light on everybody. So when he was walking out of the arena after the game, someone, well, obviously people fucking know who he is in Philadelphia. People know where he is fucking everywhere. But in Philadelphia, he's gonna get a lot of love. So a fan yells to him, "Uzi, come back to music." He's like, "I can't." This is, that's not a direct quote, but that was essentially the gist of the exchange.
Oh, okay.
So Uzi was giving up that could have been the quote, but I'm not positive.
I can't. All right, bye.
I can't. So Uzi, when he's walking off the court, he's like, no, I can't do it, man. Can't do it. I'm done with. This isn't a joke, guys. So, again, none of this is. I'm not convinced at all at any point of this.
You're not buying it?
Yeah, and my suspicions. My I was vindicated on January 28th. The Rolling Loud lineup comes out, and I was pissing myself when this came. So this is fucking 2 weeks later, pretty much. Like it was the 11th. So yeah, it was basically
2 weeks,
like 17 days later,
something like that. Yeah,
17 days later. Guess who's playing Rolling Loud? Lil Uzi Vert on the Sunday, the last day. It's Kid Cudi's #1 on the bill. #2 is Lil Uzi Vert.
Hey, maybe he.
So basically, he pulled a Brett Favre. I know you're not a sports guy, but Brett Favre was this quarterback who was in the Hall of Fame. I don't know why. Well, hey, you've
sports entertainment guy.
Exactly.
Okay. No,
exactly.
I'm sorry.
So Brett Favre was a quarterback who played for the Green Bay Packers, New York Jets, and Minnesota Vikings. He retired from football about 5 times, but he would basically each retirement would basically last about like a month, and he'd come back. It got to the point where the last time he came out of retirement, they were literally staking out his house to like it was basically ESPN. It was like they paid a guy to like basically go in the bushes at his house in Mississippi. They were basically waiting. Then he got flown to Minnesota to like come out of retirement. It was hysterical. God. But he basically when he actually retired for good, it was actually a surprise. So like, oh, Brett's just going to come out of retirement again.
Yeah.
So that's like this was actually held probably shorter than Brett Favre, because Brett Favre used to wait like probably like a month before he'd come out of retirement.
This guy waited like half a month.
Uzi waited 17 days. He waited a week. He waited 2.5 weeks essentially.
Right.
So basically, that was he was still giving off the illusion he was retired, but it was like, okay, like, dude, you're doing fucking shows now. This isn't like the farewell show.
Come on, man. You could have at least like put a little bit of like commitment into it.
And then basically, March 28th, last Thursday, we got confirmation that he is indeed not done with music when he posted to SoundCloud and YouTube. And apparently it was on the streaming services at some point, but it has since been yanked.
I didn't, like you said. I mean, the only reason why I heard the song was because of the video. I didn't look for it.
I was actually going to listen to the song this morning because I knew I had checked over the weekend if it was on the streaming services. It wasn't.
Okay.
I use the Spotify. That's my streaming service of choice. Wasn't on there. I went on SoundCloud this morning to listen to it. Wasn't there, yeah.
So, I mean, maybe he doesn't.
Thankfully, it was on the
YouTube.
YouTube.
They're trying to wipe my boy off the face of the internet. It's not
Atlantic Records is trying to silence Lil Uzi. Or is it Heaven's Gate?
Oh, man.
It could be the Heaven's Gate cult.
Dude, what if it is? Did you see the UFO in that video?
No, this is actually why this is shot in a convenience store, is because it's the only place that Heaven's Gate can't track him.
Exactly. This is a bunker.
That's why he's in very, very vague, generic locations. They can't. There's no signs.
Yeah, this is hideaway from Eternal. What's the name of the
Heaven's Gate?
Heaven's Gate, the Heaven's Gate cult. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I'm excited for this.
I mean, how did you feel? I should clarify now that we've confirmed that he's back and he's hiding from a cult. How did you feel about the actual song?
It's an alright song. The only thing is, like, I feel like he makes music that I could hear from anybody. I was having this conversation with a coworker of mine. He's a huge fan of Nav. And I almost feel like there's these, and I'm not trying to get on like the bandwagon of like hating mumble rap or anything. There's nothing like that, because he's definitely not. I wouldn't call Uzi a mumble rapper at all by any means of the world.
But I wouldn't call anybody that. It's a conspiracy.
I just feel like this is that kind of SoundCloud music, very like. I mean, high tempo, not necessarily that lyrical kind of music that a lot of rappers make. Very cookie cutter. So, I mean, I didn't hate it at all. Didn't really care for it at all. I mean, I guess I'm looking forward to it.
I mean, I'm excited. I'm a pretty big fan of Uzi. I mean, I actually could strongly disagree with what you just said. I mean, I think that I mean, calling him an innovator, I think would be giving him a little bit too much credit. But I mean, I think that
how is he an innovator? How would he even be close to that?
Because, I mean, like, he's largely credited with making the sad boy rap, like emo rap, like more popular.
He is?
Yes.
I mean, you have 10 other rappers with Little in front of them that do the exact same thing. How do you know?
Yeah, but Uzi did do it first.
Is there records to show that he was the pioneer, as you say?
Yeah, but if you look at like guys like X and Lil Xan, like all those guys, like they came out, Trippie Redd, like those guys all came out way after him.
All right.
Lil Rich came out in 2015.
Well, you would know more about it, so
yeah. I think Uzi is interesting because I think Uzi isn't just that. I think he can pull off the sad shit very well, and I think he can pull off this trap shit very well. And okay. I think he has some consistency problems, but I think when he hits, he fucking hits.
When did Juice WRLD come out?
After that.
Oh, okay. So he wasn't rapping before before Uzi Vert, right?
No.
He came after
Juice is only like 20. Uzi Vert's almost 25. He's the same. He's pretty much the same age as you.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was born July '94.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, we're definitely he's
so he's a lot older than these guys, the other guys you mentioned.
Damn, they all seem like they're the same age.
I'm not going to argue with that.
So I couldn't tell the difference. But here's the thing: is nowadays I feel like I'm getting way too old for this shit. I'm only 24 years old,
Okay,
and I can't differentiate between how old these kids are. They all look the same.
Yeah, well, I think that's a you problem, not an age problem. I think that's just like, yeah. I don't know. But I mean, how? All right. So here's how I feel about the song. I think the song it's weird because the beat. First off, it sounds like I will say this song kind of lends to the conspiracy that Atlantic Records is shutting him out because this shit sounds like it was like you and I could have recorded this on fucking. In terms of the sound quality, I'm not talking about in terms of the vocal, the rapping ability or whatever. But I'm saying in terms of this sounds like somebody made it on GarageBand.
Like the actual instrumental.
The instrumental literally it's so fucking quiet.
But what's the difference between that and anything else he's produced? Besides,
it's you can hear the other beats he raps on.
He can hear everything else he's saying.
Yeah, so I couldn't even tell you what the beat is because it's so fucking far away. It sounds like he was the mic was fucking a mile away from the edge. It sounded like he had a live band that was playing in another fucking room behind him.
You want to know what's crazy? Is this is probably going to be the lead single.
I don't know.
I hope it's not.
I think
something very like you said. It almost like he's meticulously planning this out, like you were saying. I almost kind of feel as though he wants this to be the lead single, so bad.
It could be.
I mean, not just because it's the first song
or it's a cry for help.
You think that's what it is?
It's a cry for help. He wants to be liberated from his label.
I mean, if he's doing this,
he's like, guys, this rapping, I think
the pretty good way to promote your album.
I think the rapping's pretty good. I do. I think the mixing's off. The mixing is also off.
Rapping was good.
The mixing is very squeaky. Which is weird. It just sounds. It's unpolished. I think the song itself is pretty. I think the rapping's pretty good. I think Uzi's a charismatic guy. I think he's a charismatic rapper. But I think basically, if it had a professional mixing job on it, it'd be A+.
Maybe the whole
A+. Maybe it'd be B+. I think it's at a B. But I think it would be a high. I think it would be a very, very good song if it was mixed properly.
Maybe it'd be better if J. Cole produced it.
It would if somebody with goddamn Pro Tools touched the fucking song, or somebody just a professional mixer.
Yeah.
I legit know. I know motherfuckers. I know motherfuckers that can do a better mixing job than this shit.
Wow.
I do.
That's insane. That's a pretty harsh hit for someone you're.
I'm not saying not me, but I'm saying I know people.
Okay.
I know. No, I've never done audio mixing, so I have no fun. No, I couldn't do it.
Definitely could probably not pull something off like this good.
I think you might be.
I'm not giving myself enough credit here.
This is a fucking amateur hour production, so I have never heard anything you've mixed before, but I have full. If you've done it before, I've
almost mixed half a song.
I think that's more than this motherfucker did.
Jeez.
Whoever did this, they're either or I don't know. It is a shockingly amateur hour
type
production.
Of production, yeah.
Which is weird, but I'm excited for his return. Hopefully Heaven's Gate has not consumed his soul, and hopefully good old Lil Uzi Vert will come back with hopefully Eternal Take will see the light of day before too long, which I have a sneaking suspicion.
Before they Eternal take him away.
Rolling Loud, I believe, is the first weekend of May.
I don't really.
Maybe the second week of May. Well,
Rolling Loud's one of those festivals I don't really keep up with. But
me neither, because I'm not going to fucking Miami to go see a bunch of rappers that I can see all the fucking time. Plus, I will say a festival of just one genre, no, thank you.
Yeah, it's kind of stupid.
No, it takes away the appeal to music festivals to me.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, it's the dynamicism of music festivals that makes them interesting.
Yeah.
Because
there's no reason. It's a glorified show, house show.
No, I wouldn't say that. I mean, it's just I just even if I like all the artists, I'd be like, I'm gonna go to Miami for 3 days worth of rap music. I mean, I love the hippity hop, man, but going to fucking 3 goddamn days.
Not necessarily.
I'm not gonna drop that kind of money when I can go to another music festival that has a similar amount of artists that I enjoy, and they're of different genres.
I know what you're saying. You can go to Boston Calling.
No, exactly. I've been to Boston Calling the last couple of years. I'm going again this year one day. And that's the cool part, and even Warped Tour and shit. The cool part about Warped Tour and any festival really is you get to see artists from all over the fucking map musically. And that makes shit interesting because you don't know what other fucking where else am I able to see the first Boston Calling I went to I was able to see fucking Weezer, Flatbush Zombies, and fucking Converge in the same day.
God,
that was cool as hell.
Could you imagine if Uzi and Weezer did a song together?
That'd be fucking weird as hell, but I'm about it.
Insane.
Sign me the fuck up.
Yeah, I can think of the mashups right now.
But if he's doing Rolling Out, I wouldn't be surprised if we get an album by the end of the month or first weekend of May.
Okay.
So we'll see.
Let's go ahead and move on to our album review.
Oh yeah.
Mr. Yelawolf has come back with his new album. Slumerica has returned. Trunk Music 3. Trunk Music 3, Trunk Music 3.
No, don't you mean Trunk Music?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Trunk Music with the little gold. I like the little gold speaker, the gold boombox.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, we don't have access to a lot of vocal effects here, so
Exactly.
we can't accurately represent the.
Yelawolf has returned. This is his first album since Trial by Fire, which came out, I believe, in 2017. Yelawolf is supposed to be the prospect of one Marshall Mathers. Came out with Radioactive. For those of you guys that don't know, that came out in 2011. It was his debut album. Not really well received by critics, or a lot of audiences were kind of mixed on it. He then followed up with Love Story in 2015, which I liked a little bit. It was all right, but also wasn't really well received by a lot of people. Then Trial by Fire came out, which was a lot more positively received. People kind of felt like it was more of a return to form for Yelawolf. Now he's back with Trunk Music 3, which is the threequel to his series of projects, Trunk Music, that being Trunk Music 1 and 2. We're back. Anyway, that's my take on it.
Well, I'm glad that you had the entire chronology of Yelawolf figured out, because I like straight up I was like, I didn't even know Yelawolf was still making music.
Really?
Let's just say my familiarity with Yelawolf is not there. It's just not there.
What do you know about Yelawolf?
That verse on One Train was awful.
That's all you know?
And he's white. That's all I can tell you. And I knew he was from.
Did you know he's from Alabama? By chance?
No, but I knew he was from somewhere in the. I do now, because he said it 5,000 fucking times in the first two songs. But and I can tell you that a close friend of my brother, who I also like, but he's like, we don't hang out, so he hangs out with my brother. He's a big fan of him. Has been telling me to listen to it for
fantastic
a long time, and I have not. Liam Madigan Free, what's up, Bill? But yeah, other than that, no.
Okay.
Like, I got nothing. I mean, that verse on One Train was garbage. Again.
What's your take?
Yeah, I think
Music 3.
I think Shoulder Shrug Music 3 would have been a more accurate title.
Man, number 3.
Because I was just like, the whole time. No, I will say, considering the intro, I was expecting to be in for a horrific ride. But
really? You didn't like the first song?
I'll get to that. I'll finish the take in a second.
Okay.
But basically, when that intro. When it was like the Trump music, like Alabama, I'm like, oh no! I'm like, this is gonna be. I'm like, this is gonna be. No, I was literally concerned, and obviously you said his ties to Eminem. I'm like, I'm gonna be listening to like Southern Eminem for fucking an hour.
That's essentially his appeal. Eminem with a Southern twang.
Yeah, and the lyrics are a lot more mature. He doesn't talk about chopping anybody up. Oh no, I'm not saying he's a good lyricist. But I'm saying that he doesn't threaten to like kick someone's mom in the vagina or something like Eminem. So that was refreshing.
Okay. Nice.
But he is like Eminem, an old white man who won't let go of the past and basically just makes an album that sounds like it's about 10 years old. And like, you can't tell me this didn't come out at the same time as We Fly High by Jim Jones.
Oh wow!
It just sounds like something that came out when I was in my early years of high school.
So it's safe to say you didn't enjoy this project.
It was incredibly average. I think the first half was slightly above average, and the second half was a little bit below average.
Okay.
And I got the entire track list in front of me. I can tell you about how maybe half of these songs I can remember about something from about half of the songs.
Okay.
At most.
So most of it was kind of forgettable for you.
I'd say the very I'd say I'll give you in terms of accolades. Here we go. I think the production is generally pretty good.
Yeah.
The rapping is just okay.
Yeah.
It's just okay.
I think I'm with you on that one.
And the hooks, largely terrible.
Okay.
Yelawolf, I don't know why the fuck he chooses to deploy like the most obnoxious goddamn voices for his choruses.
Oh, well, you mean he didn't listen to Please don't make me think of this.
Oh God! No. Again, those vocal effects are not new. Those are very, very old vocal effects. No, but it's more like the trying to punk Hollywood, and then like the fucking singing. I
actually enjoy Trying to Punk Hollywood.
Now the worst song. That's a very bad hook. But the worst goddamn song on the album is Special Kind of Bad.
I knew it. I knew you were gonna say that.
Now a song that I admire the honesty. They're very forthcoming with the quality of the fucking song. Like that basically sounded like it's like the worst strip club anthem ever conceived.
And it also sounds
Juicy J should file a lawsuit.
It also sounds like Eminem. I feel like Eminem wrote part of that song.
Yeah. It's a mess.
Yeah.
It is a fucking mess.
It's insane how we're, and the thing is, it's the third song on the album.
Fourth song.
Fourth song. So wait, so you got Catfish Billy, you got TM2.
Rowdy's the third song.
Oh, Rowdy's the third song. Okay,
third song
so yeah, it is the fourth song. So you technically, you don't really know what the rest of the album is going to sound like when you get to the fourth song. So by the time you get to that song, you're like, oh, wait a minute, this is going to take a huge dip. Which is what I experienced personally. That entire middle section of the album was terrible.
See, I think like I think TM3 is actually pretty good.
I enjoyed
the opening song. After the intro, it recovers nicely.
Those first three, I was on board. I was on board largely.
I
Even
agree.
with Machine Gun Kelly.
Because Machine Gun Kelly's verse is stinky, but I don't like Machine Gun Kelly. I
don't really like him either. But
I think he should just stick to acting because at least he's okay at that.
I thought it was all right. I thought he was all right on that
He wasn't
song.
horrible, but he grates on me.
Okay, you know what it is? I think the chemistry between those two is probably what sold it for me, between Yelawolf and Machine Gun
but I'll
Kelly.
say, no, Rowdy is a very good song because it's like, because DJ Paul from 36 Mafia produced it, so basically like it has like a real like nice like southern, old school southern like knock to it. Well, like that's a fucking like speaker assaulting song.
Right.
And very much about that.
But yeah, going back to Special Kind of Bad. Actually, I kind of want to move on to the next.
That song basically deserves to be dissected at length. I mean,
what else can you say about it?
Well, the most puzzling. Well, I have to get to the most puzzling creative decision. So, like I said, like it's generally like a strip club song.
Yeah.
But then he pulls out a like country hook. It's legit like a country style chorus.
Yeah.
Which, what? Like why? Like
he does it a couple times.
I agree, and it doesn't fit at any point when he does it.
But this
song makes the least sense.
Yeah,
and it's the worst of the bunch.
Oh, it was
because the thing is, like, now see, again, as someone who's not heard his music for the most part, I didn't know he could sing. And this was like an indication. I'm like, good lord. I'm like, why the fuck is he singing right now? And like the thing is, on drugs, he actually sings pretty well.
Yeah.
But like this song, I'm like, dude, why the fuck are you pulling this is this is a goddamn have you? I began to question, which is especially odd because DJ Paul produced the song preceding this. Had he even like heard a strip club song before? Because the energy levels are goes up, down, up, down. Strip clubs, like that shit is supposed to be in your goddamn face. Like you're supposed to that song is supposed to have a griminess to it.
Yeah.
Or just be it's supposed to be over the top, grimy, and just like abrasive.
Right.
This is none of that.
It's almost kind of
feels disjointed.
Like it almost kind of feels like he's half asleep at the strip club.
Yeah. Which is funny because on the previous song, again, he shits on people. He shits on the kids doing the lean and whatnot. Like he sounds like he fucking drank a couple bottles of Act before he got in the studio.
Yeah. Well, what do we think of the song "Like I Love You"? Because that was another pretty bad hook.
Oh yeah.
They were pretty laughably bad. I wanna fuck.
Because it had the lyrics of like
goes on for hours.
It had the lyrics of like your typical like casually misogynistic rap song.
I mean,
but it was presented like a ballad.
Honestly, I was expecting Kesha to come in and do a verse on that song.
No, no.
It was that.
Kesha wouldn't do that.
I mean, like 2010 Kesha.
That's because that would imply the song's interesting. No, Kesha. Oh, I will stand.
Really?
Animal era Kesha. That's some of the fucking best like trash can pop, like just like over the top trash. I miss that Kesha. I miss that Kesha so fucking much. You've now evoked a fire in me. That is a cause that I'm very passionate about. And Kesha, she went through some awful shit that I'm not horrible things.
Yep.
And whatever. I mean, it's not my business to comment on her creative endeavors.
Is this just gonna be a Kesha review?
No, but I want old Kesha back.
All right.
Well, Rainbow
moving on to Trailer
Warrior,
Park Hollywood,
great.
which is a song. Trailer Park Hollywood.
I
think we're split on that song because perfectly. I mean, personally,
and the verses aren't bad, but the fucking hook is obnoxious as hell.
I didn't really care. I didn't care for a lot of the songs on here, but then when we got to Trailer Park Hollywood, I don't know what it is, but it's like it's that type of music you can just kind of ride to when you're down in the South. I would never go to the South because of my skin color.
Well, that shit, you just offended. Well, all right, I'm becoming okay. If you're willing to go to Florida, you're willing to go anywhere.
My man's talking about riding around with seeing crocodiles, styrofoam cup. You know what I'm saying? Pin-up girl up on his wall. You know.
Well, Pin-up girl shows his age.
Yeah,
because Pin-up girls have not been a thing in quite some time.
I think that was supposed to be the point, though. It was supposed to be kind of a throwback to that.
Sure.
So in that regard, I think it kind of worked, and it's this meshing of like Hollywood and trailer park life.
I mean,
you got Elvis on one side.
I mean, that was for sure. Sure the subject matter. I mean, no arguments for me on that.
Elvis is the epitome of that. I mean, Elvis was from he's from Tennessee.
Yeah.
You know, definitely.
Memphis, hell yeah.
And then he moved to, you know, Vegas, you know, the glitz and the glamour, you know, you mesh those two worlds together.
Yeah, I mean, they're two very separate worlds.
I enjoyed it.
I mean, but like the attempts to mesh these two separate worlds in the past.
The singing was kind of weird, though.
It's annoying as hell.
It wasn't as annoying as the other songs, though. I didn't feel
It's
the
not
need
like
to
at the
change
top of the-
I didn't feel the need to change the song immediately, you know? Drugs was all right.
I think Drugs is the best song on the album, mostly because that fucking like hazy fucking guitar on the beat is incredible.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Absolutely fucking incredible goddamn beat on that song. And I thought like, yeah, it was a pretty, I mean, like obviously it's dealing with a matter of talking about addiction and whatnot. It's not revolutionary in any capacity, but I thought it effectively conveyed its message, and the beat was really good. So that was my favorite song of the album for sure, and probably like the one slower song that I thought was very good, because I think it was the more abrasive moments that at least tried to be like old school Southern hip hop because I love that shit. So those are the other songs that appealed to me.
The only issue that I had with that song, and it almost felt like I couldn't understand what he was saying. And like I enjoy the country, the countryness of him, like that whole like Alabama, like I said, the twang. You know, that's very appealing to me. The one thing is that sometimes he's almost kind of sounds like he's too country to the point where I don't know I can't understand the line in the chorus. You know,
he's one of the worst enunciators in hip hop,
and
that was one of the things that made me laugh about him taking shots at the kids, dude. Like I had a harder time understanding him than most of the goddamn kids that everybody's waving their fucking finger at.
Yeah.
The mumble rappers.
Well, he wasn't calling out mumble rappers.
He doesn't do it extensively, but in Rowdy he did.
Well, here's the thing: is that I think you're kind of confused. A lot of rappers attack the way that these younger generation type rappers are rapping. I think in that song that you're referring to, was it Rowdy?
Yeah.
Right. I think in that song he's mostly attacking the content. Like what are they rapping about?
Yeah,
because I mean he even says in the song, "You kids are rapping about Xannies or whatever." I mean he's mostly referring to the stuff that they're rapping about, not necessarily how they're saying.
I think they're kind of. I think it was kind of both.
I mean I can go back and listen to the song. He doesn't say anything about mumble rappers. Doesn't say anything about how the kids are rapping.
Yeah, but I mean
it's mostly about the fact that he's upset that kids are glorifying that kind of lifestyle. That's the gist of that.
Yeah, but I mean hip hop's been guilty of doing that forever, man.
No, I wasn't saying that. I was just saying.
Yeah, no, but that's one thing that kind of blows my mind about all the criticism. Is like, dude, like you guys, I mean, like the genre is basically founded on that.
Well, now that Yelawolf is a lot older, I think he kind of has more of a better perspective on it. He's not out here.
Sure, but I also think it's. I mean, Yelawolf again. I don't know anything about.
He's not out here telling you to drink Activist until you pass out.
No, but I mean, again, I think with hip hop, I mean, a lot of the messages are not good.
Okay.
So I would say like, and it's
telling
been
kids
that
not to
way.
take Xanax is not good.
It's been that way. It's been that way forever. I mean, just the genre's basically been founded on recklessness and criminal behavior. So basically, I treat it the same way as I treat violence in movies. Like, I'll enjoy the shit while I'm listening to it, but I'm not gonna go out and do it.
All right.
I mean, it's not. I mean,
I don't really have much else to say about this.
No, it's like I don't really have a whole lot of thing to say. But I have one more point. I have to finish my point on the enunciations, man. Because he has that style like Eminem where he just goes like, he just raps mad fast. Like, dude, I don't understand what the fuck he's saying. Like, I also didn't listen to the record with headphones. So that's fucking my bad.
To the average listener, it sounds cool. You know, obviously on a surface, when someone raps fast, it's pretty impressive. But when you break down what he's actually saying,
I mean, the lyrics aren't good.
Once you can actually hear what he's saying.
Yeah, I mean, the lyrics they're not clever. They're not introspective. They're not really much of anything.
Okay.
It's very much a in one ear out the other album. Which again is why I think we've barely said anything about the album, because there really isn't much to say. I mean, like, basically the first half of the album is kind of fast. The second half of the album is kind of slow.
It picks up towards the end, though.
But Addiction's pretty good.
All the way up. I mean, that's a pretty up-tempo song. And then you also
I would say the second guy on that song, I think, is Cook Up Boss.
Is that his name?
That was... I went through the credits, obviously, for my notes. And
Buck Chevy 6 also. I mean, we saw him Buck Chevy 6 and all the way up. It kind of picks up from there, I feel like. Tempo.
I just thought they were like, sure, for a tempo, for sure. But like, I just think they were like weaker versions of the songs that appeared. They basically, they were just like weaker versions of the trunk rattling Southern songs in TM3 and Rowdy. And Catfish Billy.
Do you want to go in for a grade?
Yes, C. It's just.
I'll go for C minus.
I would say like I would only lean because I would say like the production bumps it up. Like I was thinking about giving it a C minus, but the thing is like I don't feel strongly enough about it. C minus to me like is like below average or pretty bad. like there wasn't enough on this record besides the hooks for me to like really hate on to put it.
Fair enough.
And I was mostly just indifferent the entire fucking time.
Fair enough. I'll move it to a C then.
And the record's too fucking long. I mean, it's about just under an hour, and like it feels every bit.
It does kind of drag for a little while. I had to look at my phone a couple times and be like, is the album over yet? You know, and we were only on track 10. You know.
No, that's the thing. Like the first half moved by like all right, and then I got to the second half, and I was like, dude, the second half of the album feels like it's about fucking 2 hours.
Will you ever revisit any songs on this?
Fuck no.
Okay.
I will not be putting it on the old iPod. I will not be listening to it probably ever again and at all.
iPod, all right. You're calling Yelawolf old. All right, then.
Yeah.
Fucking grandpa over
Thank
here.
you. I will defend the shit out of my iPod Classic, man. I think it's the greatest fucking purchase I've ever made in my entire goddamn life. I fucking love that shit.
You know you can listen to music on your phone now,
yeah,
right?
fuck that shit.
All right, hey, all right. Just making sure.
No, again, I'm not gonna criticize. I get it. It's very convenient. And I use the streaming services for research purposes.
Okay.
But like, I love the shit out of my iPod. I will not apologize for that. And it's funny because Barstool tried roasting Floyd Mayweather.
Why? Because he had
an iPod Classic like me, and it was great. Because again, on the internet where everything is hate, everything is fuck you. Like, look at this clown. People are like, that thing was the fucking best. It was literally like mostly positive comments. Like, dude, no need. Like Floyd Mayweather's a piece of shit. But like, don't knock him for that move. Well, that thing's fucking great.
We're gonna go ahead and end it here. See from both of us. Let us know what you thought of Yelawolf's Chunk Music 3.
Can somebody put a fucking album out, man?
Yeah.
Fucking nope. There's been like no. Yeah. They literally all came in one fell swoop. Like the week we reviewed the Pumps album, that Harvard Drop, like Offset put an album out, Gunna put an album out, and then like since then we had 2 Chainz the following week. The following week, obviously we were supposed to review that, but we had some cancellations.
But here's the thing: is like it almost kind of feels like we're in this dead like space. This space where like there's
nothing
music coming out right now.
Well, there's no hippity hop music coming out.
That's what I'm referring to. Yeah. This is a hip hop show, so I'm saying no good music. I'm saying no good hip hop music right now.
No, there's literally nothing on the goddamn calendar.
And the worst part about it is I'm looking online every week for major releases. Nobody's announced anything
yet. There's nothing. There's singles out.
Do you want to talk about Logic's new R&B album?
Fuck no.
Okay then.
I don't want to talk about Logic at all.
So we're gonna have to be waiting for a very long time.
I mean, we have singles. All right, so a Schoolboy Q album is gonna come out at some point, and Beast Coast is gonna put an album out at some point. That's all we got.
Let's hope it's within the next couple weeks because our next show is in about 3 weeks.
It's gonna be exciting, whatever it is, man.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for joining us. As always, make sure you follow us on Twitter. I mean, not Twitter. God, what am I talking about? We're not even on Twitter. Instagram. We're on Facebook, and our Gmail is always open for any kind of hate comments you want to send our way.
Yep.
As you proceed,
subscribe, rate, and got rappers one more time. Put some fucking material out, goddammit.
For God's sakes,
put
help
some
us.
fucking material out. Otherwise, next time we're just gonna review the new Billie Eilish album or Eilish or whatever the fuck you know.
We're definitely scraping the bottom of the barrel with this one, I'd say.
Oh yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, like when I was like Yellow, I was like. No, I was like, what? I'm like, Yellow, okay, sounds good.
Who else? There was another,
Billy
Woods had an album.
No, legitimately, the only other options we had was Nav and Rich the Kid.
And Rich the Kid.
I was like,
what are we gonna do?
No, even me, a trap apologist, was like, nah, I can't really go Rich the Kid and Nav.
I'd rather do Yelawolf.
And I was like, yeah, I'd rather, like, I'm not gonna listen to that Nav album.
Talk to you guys later. Peace out.
Nav sucks.